Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today CVKD just filed an 8K about an executive departure, and I am seeing one thing that matters. Quick note, this is not financial advice, just my take on public filings for educational purposes. The company is saying goodbye to their chief medical officer, and the terms of his exit are pretty interesting. Cadrenal Therapeutics, an interesting little biotech company, has announced the departure of their chief medical officer, James J. Ferguson III. This filing on the 14th of July confirms a separation agreement that was in the works. Dr. Ferguson initially told the board of his resignation on the 7th of July, and his last day will be the 31st of July. Now, what does Dr. Ferguson get out of this? Well, he'll be paid his current salary all the way up to his separation date. Plus, for 6 months after he leaves, the company will cover 100% of his health insurance premiums through Cobra. That is for him and any eligible dependents. This is a significant benefit, especially in the healthcare world, showing a bit of goodwill from the company. However, this Cobra coverage stops if he finds new employment that offers health insurance or if he otherwise becomes ineligible for Cobra. There is also a standard clause here. Dr. Ferguson is agreeing to release the company from any and all claims he might have. He is also agreeing not to say bad things about the company or its current and former employees and officers. It is pretty typical for these kinds of agreements. The agreement also has a 7-day window for Dr. Ferguson to change his mind or revoke the terms. So, it is not fully official until that period passes. The company's promise to pay those Cobra premiums won't even start until after a second 7-day revocation period following a second release signed on his separation date. This departure comes at an interesting time for Cadrenal Therapeutics. They recently presented some positive phase 2 data for their CAD-1005 program for heparin. Induced thrombocytopenia, which is a pretty serious condition where blood clots form after exposure to heparin. That is good news on the research front. However, the company's market cap is only around $7 million. And their stock price has seen a pretty wild ride this year, trading between $2.13 and $14.64. The news of a key executive leaving, even with a seemingly decent exit package, can sometimes unnerve investors, especially in a small biotech firm where leadership stability is often crucial. Looking at their stock, Cadrenal Therapeutics common stock is traded on the Nasdaq capital market under the symbol CVKD. For a company this size, retaining talent and maintaining a steady hand at the helm are incredibly important. The departure of a chief medical officer, while not the CEO, is still a notable event. It is worth noting that Cadrenal Therapeutics is classified as an emerging growth company. This means they get to follow some lighter regulatory requirements compared to larger, more established companies. They have also elected not to use the extended transition period for complying with new or revised financial accounting standards. This suggests they are aiming to be on par with current accounting practices relatively quickly. This particular filing, the 8K, is mainly to disclose that separation agreement. The actual agreement is attached as an exhibit, Exhibit 10.1. This is where you'd find all the nitty-gritty legal details if you wanted to dive really deep. Overall, the departure of the chief medical officer is the headline here. While the severance package seems reasonable and includes continued health benefits, it is still a change in leadership. For a clinical stage biotech company like Cadrenal Therapeutics, especially one focused on developing treatments for serious conditions, having a stable and experienced medical team is vital. Investors will likely be watching closely to see who they bring in to replace Dr. Ferguson and how this transition impacts the ongoing development of their drug pipeline. The company needs to show continued progress on its research to justify its current valuation and attract further investment. Oh, and the research tools I actually use are linked in the description. They help keep this channel going. That is my take. Stay decoded. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe so you don't miss future filings.